Hey everybody out there, this is going to be a video about this plant called wall rocket, perennial wall rocket. That's this last row that you see all along here. And it basically is like an arugula that should be perennial in zone 7B here. Its Latin name is Diplotaxis tenuifolia. And it's a perennial, like I said. There's another perennial rocket called Turkish rocket, which is Buneus orientalis, and that's what I was hoping to order when I was looking for these plants. But I got these instead, which should still be perennial here, and basically give me perennial arugula every year, which is gonna be awesome. So the other part about this video is how many I have here. I have 8 actually different plants, and a lot of people would clear out a space in their garden like over there and just plant all 8, but when you're trying out a new plant like this where you're not sure how it's going to do and what its preferred conditions are, and you want to kind of hedge all your bets, you plant them in lots of different spots. So I'm going to plant some in my kitchen garden, some in my forest garden, some in my landscaping gardens, and just kind of all over, because with perennials especially, you really only need one plant to survive in order to propagate it, and have as many as you want in the long term. So you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So I'm gonna start planting these and show you all the different spots where I planted them. Okay, this is the first location. It's in my front yard, garden bed, and this is a southeast facing corner, and it's right by a downspout of a rainwater runoff. So this area is really wet and really warm. So if the conditions of the rocket like that, I'll know right away, because it's pretty exaggerated here. With a plant like this, it's not that big of a deal. I can look up online what this plant likes, but ones that you're unfamiliar with or rare plants, it's even more important, because A, you don't necessarily know what the plant likes, and B, you don't have a lot of stock of the plant. So if you only have 2 or 3 plants, you don't want to plant them really close together. You want to experiment, and so if one area doesn't work, I have to weed here. One area doesn't work out for one of the plants, you still have the other ones as a backup. Another full sun location I'm marking with sticks so I don't forget where I planted all these. This area gets full sun. It's right by the back door of my house, so I can come out here and check every day on it. I'll see it. And it's also nice to have one plant in your kitchen garden that's planted in many other places around your property, so you can use it as an indicator. Say, oh, the rocket here is going to seed, so I should go out and harvest the seed from all the other ones too, because I can see, because the kitchen garden rocket is going to seed. This location is right underneath a mulberry tree here. It's in deep wood chip mulch, although I threw compost in before I mulched back over, and so this will have a little bit of shade, but still going to get plenty of sunlight, a decent amount of water, and I'll get to see how it responds to heavy wood chip mulch. Here's another full sun location on a berm, wood chip berm here, kind of similar to the last one. Just a few more. Here we are in the back forest garden area. This is under right by a Nanking cherry that might not have made it this year, but it's also in deep or fairly deep wood mulch, and it's fairly close to the front, so I'll see it often. Now the final one, just like that last one, is in more of a shady area. This is all my ground cover, living ground cover here. And I threw down some compost. Didn't really worry about mulch here because it's fairly shady. I mean, mulch is always great, but I'm gonna try it without mulch and see how it does. So that's my advice, is to try lots of different conditions for a new plant to see how, especially if you don't have information on the internet on what it prefers, to kind of trial and see what works best for the plant. And the most important thing is to check on it, especially if it's a plant that you can't get more genetics, you can't get more seeds or cuttings from. If you're the only one who has them, you want to be really careful. But you do want to have variety, because sometimes overcare of a plant can be just as bad as undercare. Too much watering, too much weeding or too much pampering can not be good for certain plants. So give a variety